Hey guys, what's happening? Somebody give me a 5 for 5 interesting. Good to see you, CR. What's crack a lacking? I just want to pop on here and give you guys a little bit of an update. I'm going to go ahead and follow through with what I've been saying. Going to give you the space weather right at the front, and we will get moving with that. And if you guys want to talk or whatever afterwards, we can do so. So I will be doing that. Good to see you, Renee. All right. Now, if you guys have questions, you can pop them in there. I'll try to answer them. But as far as giving shout outs and stuff, I am going to reserve that for after the space weather. So that's what I'm going to do. This came off a fire live stream, by the way, over on the lifeboat. That's one thing I will say, because that was one heck of a live stream we just did over there. You guys need to go check that out if you haven't. So anyway, what are we looking at, guys? Hey, we've had a couple flares. This one here in particular was like an M2, I think. It was long duration. Both of these were long duration flares. Okay? Lost your wrench? What? Hold on a minute. George, you don't know. No. That can't handle. No. We ain't handling that. You are going to be getting that right back, brother. How did you lose your wrench, man? What'd you do? Alright. My bad, man. I don't even know how the heck that happened, my brother. Let's see what you got now. Hey, post something in there and see if you got your wrench back. Try it again. I think I just gave you your wrench back, but I want to double check. Type something. Say, kiss my butt, Mark. Something. Something. No wrench yet? What the heck is going on there? Hold on. Add moderator. It's not letting me do it. I don't know why. Anybody else having that issue? I get the option for add moderator, but oh, I see what's up. Hold up. I think I can fix this. Hold on a minute. Hold on 1 minute. Sorry guys, I don't like taking time to do this, but this is important to me because when somebody loses a wrench, and it's not intentional, that bothers me because that is not something that I like to deal with. This is something that they didn't deserve, and they don't deserve to have to feel like they did something wrong there because they didn't. So let me there you go. You're now a moderator, I think. Let's try it again, George. Try it again, brother. Hey, IG. There we go. We got her back now. All right. Rock and roll, baby. Okay. Now, let's get on in with it. Oh, no. Yeah. SG, I just seen that. So, yes, no, by all means. No, never, ever come here over there. All right? So, just so you know. Okay. Now, guys, a couple flares. I'm sorry about that, guys. You guys know we, yes, for sure. Yeah, I got you. Got you. Big flare, right? That was a decent sized flare, so we are going to take a look at that. Plus, we had this other one, guys, and it was substantial. And something else I want to mention. You see this? We stayed close to storm level for quite a long period of time there. It definitely was something that that really wasn't even forecasted. Just so everybody understands that. That really we just kind of peaked up there and stayed there. I think what happened was, guys, we started getting hit with these smaller eruptions. Plus, we had some solar wind streams. There was things happening, but they weren't enough to be like, oh my gosh, storms are coming. That kind of thing. So, let me let's refresh that real quick so we can take a look at that. Sorry, I had to take a drink of my pop there real quick. My mouth was just like really dry. Now we've had an eruption, right? We had these M flares, right? If you guys can kind of see this right here, this mess, so this stuff popped like really far north. So I don't know if any of this is going to hit us, and we're going to take a look at that. And I say I don't know. I've looked at it. I don't know if it. My deal here is I'm not going to say it is or isn't because there's a chance that it could, and there's a chance that it couldn't, and all of this other stuff. So I'm not going to sit there and speak in any kind of definitive when we're showing you that anyway. I don't typically speak like that anyway, but it ain't because I don't have strong opinions or I'm not confident. It's just the fact that things change when they're that far away from us. So, and as you can see here, guys, nothing really big. You can kind of see here the speed. This is a velocity. You can see a little bit faster. They're expecting a little bit faster solar wind stream a little bit later on here in the week. And it's probably coming from some of these CMEs and some coronal holes and all the normal stuff, but no storming. But they are kind of forecasting some things. There's a possibility here in the next few days we could be seeing some, storms. So, and again, it's not going to be nothing big or huge or anything like that. So let's go over here to seeds. Well, actually, you know what? Let's go over here to SDO first. And I'll show you guys this just really, really quick, like. And we're going to go back to the 8th and watch it for, like a 3-day run here. Remember, these are time-lapse. These are not movies, like 60 frames per second or anything like that. These are time-lapse. You're getting one display like every 2 or 3 minutes, sometimes every 4 minutes, those kinds of things. So just understand, when you're looking at these things, please keep that in mind. We're not getting one every second. We're not getting 60 a second, like I just said. These are one every, like I said, every 3 or 4 minutes. So let's take a look at the 304 first. Well, no, you know what? It's not really a good one to look at first. Let's take a look at the 130. Whoa, maybe not even that one. Let's look at the 94. Yeah, I changed my mind like 3 times there. Sorry. This is going to show you this bigger sunspot area, and you're going to see some of these longer duration flares because it's going to light up and it's going to stay lit up for a substantial amount of time. And you're also see that how it kind of got bright, stayed that way. It's not just like a little quick flash. See that one there? That's what we call long duration solar flares, and there were 2 of them. You see them? And notice, get a little jerk on the satellite. That could have been from a shock wave, which would be, it can get here fairly quick. Like, there's some science behind all that. The X-rays typically would not bounce that satellite around. Okay, it's X-ray, it's light, it's not plasma. Right? Plasma's charged gas, which is what we get from CMEs. That's what would like bounce a satellite around. So whatever caused that satellite to bounce right there was not X-ray. It could be the magnetic connection line to the sun, because the satellites are connected just like the Earth is. So, hey Trash, what's up? Hey Stephanie. And there you go. And guys, I like to shout. I'm gonna say something here real quick because I seen Trish pop in here. Mark Pires, he's kind of taking a break. I'm not sure if he's going to end his streak as far as so many days live. We got to support guys. He's positivity, right? And I think that he's trying to go towards something a little different. He hates ending his streak. I know this. It really eats him up. And I'm not sure if he's going to just pop in for 4 or 5 minutes a day for a few, but he's trying to change up a little bit. But anybody that knows Mark or wants any kind of positivity, please go check him out over at Mark Pires Renaissance Man. He's having a little rough time in his, little thing there. So, please go, go support if you could. So let's move on. Anyway, and I know I said I wouldn't shout out right there, but that was something a little different. He considered shutting his channel all the way down. And that is something we don't like to hear about anything. So anyway, we are going to go here and again, long duration solar flares. So there you go. There's that. Now let's go look at this flare at a different angstrom, and we'll take a look at it in the 304, and we're going to submit that right here. And we'll take a look at that. Again, we're just going to look at this as it rolls through here. Remember, this is a 3-day time lapse, so it's going to take some time to get to the flare part of it. And you're going to see some, some of this stuff up here. We're going to take a look at that too. That was a substantial CME that went off the backside here, And that thing really was, it was actually kind of impressive, just to be honest with you. Um, you're going to see, it's going to look like what we call a solar tornado or a solar vortex. And it's plasma, guys. It's not really spinning like wind, like a tornado does here on our planet. All right. So please keep that in mind when we're talking about this. People get this confused and mixed up all the time. I'm going to have to back out a little bit. We're not going to be able to see it. Happens right here. And again, just you'll see it. I ain't going to have to say it. It's so, I mean, it's big enough that I'm not even going to have to point it out. It starts moving around, and you see some of this plasma over here moving, and there we have it. Okay. And again, that's a very substantial eruption. It was not something that was small. It definitely was not small. So let me go ahead and stop this, and we will, you know what? I hate it when we do the yeah, I'm not even going to explain what's going on there. I'm just going to back off here because it's just easier to do it this way. We'll take a look at it here, right here, okay? Let me grab this here. Now watch right here. You'll see it. And we'll slow it down when it happens so you guys can get a better look. Okay? Obviously, you know, again, is that any bigger than what we typically see? Not necessarily. All right? And the reason I say this is because, remember what I said, if this was to happen right here, this would not be very visible because the sun is the background. When you got the black of space as the background, things stand out. You have a contrast. You know, this is the whole reason why we look at different angstroms. All right? You see how it appears to be spinning? Like twirling like a vortex? Right? It's not, it is actually moving in that direction, but those magnetic connection lines are the things that have taken that shape. And then you get the plasma going up and down those shapes. The best way I can explain to people how this actually looks and what you can kind of get your mind to look at here. You remember when, not too long ago, before we weren't allowed to touch anything when you went into the doctor's office, you remember the kids' toys that they had sitting there? And they had them at like photography places and things like that too, where you had like the wires in all kinds of different shapes and stuff, and you had the different colored balls that were on those wires, and the kids would get down there and move them up and down, right? Well, that's exactly what the plasma is doing. It's those balls on those wires. Okay, that's how the plasma is moving. The wire ain't moving. It's the plasma moving on that road. So hopefully I give you guys an idea of how that's working. Okay. As you can see there, again, it's not like a tornado here on the planet. Here on Earth. So, but that definitely, you can see how that just rips off. You definitely could tell that left the sun. When you see that, it's a definite CME. It's getting blasted off there. Now that's definitely not coming at us. I can tell you that. You still play with those, do you, Tommy? Yeah, that, you know, somehow that doesn't surprise me. But, you know, it is what it is. Me and you both are still children. Anyway, I'll just keep moving. Oh, goodness. Man, I love you, brother. For real. All right. Let's go. Right here. Let's go check out the 171 here real quick. And, you know, you guys ever notice I always say real quick? There ain't nothing about me quick. I can tell you that. I say that as like I don't know, maybe it's subconscious to kind of get people to like think I can do things quick, and I can't. I don't know. I don't know why I say that. It's just one of those things I fall back to, I guess. But, you know, kind of, you know, take it easy on me, guys, please. That is one of the things I say a lot that, yeah, is what it is. But anyway, you get this over here, right? Check this out over here. You're going to see it here too. It's not going to be as, like, visual. There it went. See how it wasn't as visual? That's why we show you guys different angstroms. So, and this is that big sunspot that is now, was right in front of us a couple of days ago. It's now, going off here. So what we're going to do, I'm going to back this up. We're going to go back to the 94 real quick again. Real quick, like I said. And I'm going to change, you see this resolution? If you change that to the 512, watch. See that? Now you get a different view. You get a little different, you can zoom in and stuff. That's why I couldn't get to it a minute ago when I was zoomed in real far. It takes the resolution down. You don't get such a good definition, but you do get a little bit more control over the image. So they do that so you can, like, if you're looking on your phone, you can have a better, a more comprehensive view of what you're looking at. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you these two long duration flares. Right, see how they started right there? Okay, and I'm going to do this kind of slow like so you guys can see it, obviously. So it starts right there. See how long it wasn't just a flash? So it's probably a couple hour flare, 2 to 3 hours. And if you look at the timestamp down here, you can definitely see it's at least 2 hours. Okay, and then if we go forward again, there's the other one. Now that one was a stronger flare. Okay. Now, I know a lot of people ask me, what's the distance there? Well, you're probably looking at 10 to 15, maybe 20 Earths wide. Okay? Earth diameter wide. So I hope that, kind of gives you kind of an idea of what that actually is. But that's, yeah, again, that's what's happening there. So, let's, oh, goodness. My back is killing me, guys. My back is killing me. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I probably don't have very many viewers here tonight. And that's okay. It really is. It's okay. I just kind of threw this together at the last minute. So, I really wasn't sure if I was going to wait till tomorrow to do this or not. Guys, I have to be honest with this too, guys, to the point where, if I was to do my live streams instead of kind of in a haphazard way like I do now, whenever I can and kind of pop on and do whatever, if I was to do it in a more, concise, like very scheduled way, my channel would probably like grow a lot more. And that's always the goal. That's the end goal. Yeah, we want our channels to grow, but the reasoning behind what we want them to grow are different for everybody. My reason is because I want to help people. Right? I want to help people understand this because I didn't understand this. Right? And so I kind of give you guys a little bit different of a way to look at things, I guess. And because I wasn't given that. I had to learn that on my own. And I don't want you guys to have to go through that because you guys can still understand it just like anybody else can. You really can. You guys are smart. So I say all that because my goal, I want my channel to grow, but I want it to grow for a different reason than what most people do. Right? So, any help I can get there, I would really appreciate it, but I usually don't even say that. But what I'm saying here, guys, is that, some people would get really bothered. They look over here and they only see 150 people here. Okay? There are other times where I pop on here, like the other day, I looked down here, I had like 900. Yeah, exactly, Christine. So just understand that, guys. I'm not doing it for that reason, but I would love to have people here. I really would. I wouldn't do this if I didn't. Anybody tells you they don't care about that at all, they're not telling you the truth. Okay? They're just not. They're just flat out lying to you. It's that simple. So, any help I can get. And again, I know that sometimes my stuff don't get pushed out because if I was to post every day, guess what? The big red button, which is what we call it over on the lifeboat, it pushes it out. It'll push you out further. I don't monetize. That would push it out. Right? So, and I know that I kind of hinder myself with what I just did there. I told you guys I was going to wait to the end of the stream, and I didn't. And see, you guys got to call me on that because I didn't realize I was doing that till I just till it just came out of my mouth. So why don't you guys just tell me to stop? See how you can do that? You can like push your issue off onto somebody else real quick. Like I pushed it off onto you guys. Just kidding, by the way. But no, that was my fault. And when I do stuff like that, if you guys say, hey, stupid, yeah, there you go, George, a squirrel. You guys got to type that in there. Hey, bring it back to center, boy. What's up with you? What are you doing? So anyway, I'm going to bring it back for you. Thank you. Okay, so let's go back over here to seeds. And this is Lasco C2. Okay, this is on the SOHO Observatory, and it's a satellite that sits out in front of Earth, always looking at the sun, right here. Okay, this is Earth. That's the satellite. There's the sun. It always stays there. It's about 1 million miles closer to the sun than what we are. So if you watch this, you're going to see some eruptions, right? This is a black occulter disk that's always there. It's a physical disk. It's red over here, okay? I don't care about the color of it. It's an actual disk blocking light, okay? So that happened on the 8th. If that disk was not there, we wouldn't get any capture whatsoever, okay? It would be nothing but a big white light. Now, let's go the next day, and this is where you start seeing eruptions, okay? This is when the first flare was happening. I think, if I'm correct, that might have been the flare. That could have been it. So there was multiple eruptions, but some of them were on the backside, some of them were on the front. Nothing was really huge, and that's why nobody was really, when I say huge, I'm talking about like direct hit on Earth, like something that's really going to cause us some issues. But these things were popping. So let's look at the 10th. And watch the one that goes off. See, you're seeing more eruptions here too. Did you see all those eruptions when I was showing you SDO over here? This? You didn't, did you? Why? Because over here, a lot of these are on the backside. But watch this one that pops off the top. See that? We don't typically see a whole lot of polar eruptions like that. And I'm not sure if it came from like down here on the sun and just went that way. But I can tell you this, it's not really coming at us. Hardly any of these are. So, you know, how do I know that? Well, what we can do, we can go look at a partial side view, which is stereo A. Okay, so let's go back to the 8th and we'll take a look. And there isn't a whole lot of time here. We're missing a lot of data on this day. Now, we can go back and look somewhere else, probably on ISWA or something, and find it. But I can tell you that there's just not a whole lot coming our way that day. So let's go to the 9th. We'll take a look at that. And again, you're going to see some of these other eruptions. But notice, because Earth is over here. Look where all these are. I mean, 1, 2, 3 of them. None of them are coming at us. Not one of them. So, yeah. So, if I go the next day, let's go to the 10th. Notice how you finally get just a couple small ones popping off. But there's that one there on the north that I showed you guys. And if you really look, if you compare the speed of this to the other one, you can see how it's actually moving faster. Right there. See how fast that one was moving? So that thing was actually a substantial eruption, and it wasn't coming our way, so it's not a big deal. But it is firing off that way, and hardly anything coming at us. Now, again, you know, we do have a chance of geomagnetic storms. It's a slight chance. It's not a big one. So let's go over here to storm watch they're talking about. It's today, and it came from none of those eruptions I showed you. It would have been coming from. Okay, it would have been coming from before that. It's in response to a sustained pressure from a high-speed stream of solar wind. Okay, high latitude sky watchers should be alert for auroras. Now, what they're saying here is that it could be sustained. Remember what I said earlier? Over here? That's sustained. That's from a coronal hole stream. So, yeah. Good night, Grandma JJ. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate your help on the modding and everything. Really do. Appreciate you. Have a good night, babe. Good night. Good night. Good night. I can't sing, so I won't. Okay, so anyway, guys, yeah, it's a sustained solar wind stream. I know I'm kind of weird tonight. I apologize. Just trying to have a little bit of fun. By the way, I did have quite a bit of fun this weekend. I actually went to the zoo with my family, and it was kind of cool with my little nephew and my daughter and my son. My oldest son didn't get to go, but you know, it is what it is, and I don't see him very often. He came over yesterday and was hanging out, and yeah. So I spent a lot of time with him yesterday, so that was kind of cool. You know what, guys? You know what's cool about my kids? They can fix things. And I say that because my son fixed a $500 Xbox and brought it over to me. Yeah, it's pretty cool stuff when your kids can like fix things. I'm just kidding. I love them, but they can't fix things. All three of my kids are really good at that. My daughter's 15, and she can. I'll tell you, she can fix a lot of things. She used to do these like diamond paintings, and she still does. She just doesn't. She used to post them on TikTok, but I'm gonna pull the old Bobby Boucher mama. TikTok is the devil, because it is. I promise you. Be careful with that platform, guys. If you guys are over there, I actually have a TikTok. I just don't use it. I was for a while, and I'm considering doing that again to kind of drive some traffic back this way. But it is the devil, man. I tell you, that's a platform you just want. Yeah. Anyway, but they're talking about these two flares. These are two separate flares. I believe this one happened first, the one here on the right, or maybe this one did. Let's look. Let's see here. Well, they got movies over here. I'm not going to play them because spaceweather.com did the work. They deserve the traffic. If you guys want to see the movie of the flares hitting, as far as in our this is the deabsorption model, please go over here and just click on these two links right here. See them? Movie 1, movie 2. I'll click on number 1. How about that? So you guys can kind of see. This is what it's going to show you. It's going to show you the flare, but that shows you the flare that caused this. Then you click on number 2, you'll be able to see it there too. All right. So if you guys want to click on that, come over and check it out. But this is a really good hub to come to just to kind of check out conditions. So please do that. But yeah, they're talking about the tail of the asteroid. Dimorphos last month. This is the asteroid that NASA slammed that satellite into. I guess it wasn't a satellite. It's more of a spacecraft, I guess. They called it DART. Yep. But go over and check this out. Go show them some love. They do a lot of good work over here. They're the ones I go to look at, like, noctilucent clouds. These are clouds that form over our poles. And they're from meteor dust, and it gets ice around them. So they happen in the summertime of each hemisphere. Okay, and then you got, this is the near Earth asteroid. Okay, if you guys got asteroids, you know, if they're coming near Earth or whatever, and I don't really know what they consider near, what the threshold is. But I'm telling you right now, 19.6 lunar distance. Lunar distance is the distance between us and the moon. So you take that distance, which I believe is 238,000 roughly miles, and you times that by roughly 20. That's how close that is, and they're calling that close. That's a pretty good distance away, guys. You know, but when you're talking about space, the bigness and vastness of space, you have to consider that near, because you know this should give you an idea why we don't get hit constantly. All right, honestly. So, I'm not gonna comment on that one. Yeah, yeah. So, this is again, this is this one, guys, and you know, here's stereo A. This is the sunspots that we just got hit with right here. This is the one that gave us the long duration flare. And so yeah, so again, nothing's in the forecast for a couple days out here as far as geomagnetic storms, but we did have a couple flares that caused radio blackouts where these two hit. Okay, on the day side of the planet, there were some radio blackouts, and guys, these do affect earthquakes. Okay, so I'm not going to get into what, why, and how, because to be honest with you, I can't give you very good specifics on that. Go check out Ron over at Emergency Management Associates and all that on that end of it. But yeah, they are tying space weather to forecasting earthquakes and stuff, because it most definitely does have an effect on that. Now, I want to point out something here. This is, again, the space weather. I'm going to mention this, and I'm going to end the stream. But this right here, guys, is, yeah, this is the family that basically caused our opiate problem that we have. I'm not going to go into why, right? That's what we talked about over here tonight over on the lifeboat. You guys ever want to see a stream that's going to be educational for everybody that can get something out of it, this is it. All right? These are the people that really pushed it, and there were a lot of things that were being bent and everything else. But I'm not going to go into all those specifics, but this is definitely, if you want to see a show about opiates, this is where you go. And it's a crisis in our country, and we all know that. But I'm not going to go into all that again, like I said. But if you want to know this, come over here on the lifeboat. Give us a like, give us a follow over here, guys, please. Matter of fact, I forgot to hit like. Hey, Tommy, that ain't just my responsibility. This is on the lifeboat account here, brother. You can be hitting like there too, man. Just kidding, by the way. But yeah, you can. So anyway, listen, guys, come over here and check it out. Tommy did a lot of research on this. And, he did a really good job of putting it out here and showing people what actually happened and how it all came how it all came down. I'm trying to get serious, man. Make me laugh here on this one. But anyway, please come check this out. Not only did we talk about that, we had some really good conversation about some medicated assisted treatment on the end of the show. Okay? So please. It was some really good stuff. So please come over and check us out. Here's the link again one more time. And again, guys, I'll come back with any kind of updates, anything I can on space weather. I will be here on big events and anytime there's not big events. I want to try to give you guys updates and stuff as much as I possibly can on anything that's worthy of any kind of news. I'm not going to pop in just to tell you, hey, we have a coronal hole that we might see in like 8 days. I'm not going to do that to you. I think that's ridiculous. But anyway, so there you go, guys. I'm going to pop out of here, guys. God bless. Yahusha saves. And yeah, you can drink this Kool-Aid.